Welcome to live, baby. What's going on? What's going on? That's working good. Now I get to share my Twitch link with people. Here we go.
Actually, I was just like,
No, I don't want to watch that. Boom. One moment. Working on something. And we are back online. Welcome to Killzone. This is a game that was near and dear to my childhood. Despite all of its flaws, I still find myself going back to it all the time. I'm playing this Killzone Remastered HD on the RPCS3 emulator, running in a nice and crisp 30 FPS, as it should be. So this game was hailed as a Halo killer. Oh, it shouldn't say hailed, I should say falsely marketed by Sony as a Halo killer. And it is one of the PS2's launch titles. In fact, this is effectively PlayStation's exclusive console-specific shooter franchise. You will see bugs in the animations because I am running it with a FOV fix turned on. So, for example, with the M82, when I go to reload it, the magazine just sort of flies off the screen a little bit and then back into the gun. It's the exact same magazine. Not the biggest issue in the world. I always liked the aesthetic of this game. It was futuristic, but yet still grounded in reality, which makes it unique. Every weapon, almost every weapon, has a secondary fire, which is something that Halo lacked in. For example, the M82 has a grenade launcher underslung. It's a bullpup rifle based on, I believe, a sporting rifle called the LR223, which already looks a little futuristic in and of itself. The Algast STA-52 light assault rifle that I have right now is best described as an amalgam of a MOS and a couple of other things. It's very nice, and I like its attention to detail and design around being mostly a crude and mass-produced weapon. It's designed to look bad, and it does a good job at it. I've gotten my twin sticks shooter practice in, playing a lot of Black recently on RPCS X2. PCS X2. And I will definitely say, without a shadow of a doubt, RPCS3 definitely has the better input sensitivity and emulation of the controller. It's smoother, easier to aim, and makes it so I can do stuff like that much easier. Wipe the floor with those guys, real easy. Minimal effort. I'm gonna pick up the LS12 double barrel, sorta. pump action shotgun. Much in the same vein as Half-Life 2, you can fire 2 barrels at once, so I don't think it's supposed to be a representation of 2 barrels, rather a burst fire. However, this feature is not prevalent in the later Killzone games. It is solely an ability given to the LS-12 in Killzone 1. The Killzone games were made to be tech demos, pretty much, for Sony's hardware to impress people. Now, when this came out, it had subpar reviews. This game has a lot of problems. But, like I said earlier, Sony falsely marketed this as something that it wasn't. Something to rival Halo. The developers never intended this. They just wanted to craft a sci-fi universe where there was a bunch of space Nazis fighting the not space Nazis. But this conflict is a little bit more gray instead of black and white. Because upon looking into the lore, you figure the guys that you're playing as are maybe not the best. They're subpar good guys at best, doing some questionable things.
Captain, the General said you'd be coming this way. I've been ordered to let you into the research building. The key is...
AI. Gotta love it.
Shit!
Momentarily, I'm going to attempt to commandeer this man's machine gun for my own use.
Shit! We need that MG!
Yes, you do. And I'm the one using it. So the AI in this game is not inherently stupid. It's multiplayer AI for the battle mode. Because this game has bot zone multiplayer. You fight bots instead of people because the servers were shut down God knows how long ago. But you can still enjoy this game's pretty decent multiplayer on its own. The AI isn't the smartest, as prevalent by me wiping the floor with those guys. So, I watched a whole 5-hour retrospective on this game's universe, and I can safely say this is pretty much akin to a combination of modern conflicts, of which including World War II, conflicts in the Middle East, but views it in more of a gray light. For example, when this game starts up, you're greeted with an intro sequence from the Helghast perspective. However, when you actually get in the game, there is no more scene covering the Helghast perspective. Only the perspective of the Interplanetary Strategic Alliance, or ISA, the men that you are playing as. In a minute here, I'm going to have Sergeant Pickledick over there open the door so I can continue on to the next part of the level. And cutscene. Haha, just kidding. Thank you for the follow, sir. Let's see what we got. Ah, Helgen Battle Pistol. Handheld grenade launcher. Good to have by your side. Great for causing a lot of damage in a short amount of time. Now this game does not have a quick save system, but rather a checkpoint system. The checkpoints are early 2000s checkpoints. You know, if you've ever played a game from the early 2000s, I'm sure you know how that can be. It's not very good. Sometimes you'll find yourself replaying entire drawn-out 15-minute sections of levels when you play games from this time. Now, that's an issue that I've never thought was too terribly prevalent with this game. The checkpoints are mostly reasonable, but then again, everyone has their own cup of tea. You could have Call of Duty-style checkpoints where the game saves itself every 30 seconds or something like that, and it's impossible to lose. This game can get frustrating, but that's a good thing. It's hard, as it should be. Because last I checked, war's not easy, no matter where it's being waged. I know by no means is this meant to be a critique or example of conflict, but I digress.
Sir, we're pinned down here in the server room. The key is over here. Grab it, and we'll escort you out of here. General Button has set up an evac point inside the comms building.
Now, you have the opportunity to play as 4 unique individual characters in this game. You can play as Sergeant Templar, Shadow Marshal Luger, Sergeant Rico Velasquez, Heavy Weapons, and Colonel Haka. Now, Haka is a half Helghast, half Vectan human spy, and he is my personal favorite character to play as because he can pick up the Helgen assault rifle and use it with better accuracy than any other character in the roster. Now, as prevalent if I pick up this STA-52, the crosshair is extremely wide, and when you start shooting at a range, your bullets fly all over the damn place. Now, this problem will not be prevalent with this rifle when playing as Templar. In fact, it's great because it's got a slow fire rate and 2 headshots is a guaranteed kill on all basic infantry, making wiping the floor with these guys very easy. I will say I'm absolutely mopping these guys up effortlessly. This game has a very expansive selection of weapons, the later ones getting more extreme. And the grenades are something I've always loved about this game. They feel like they have a lot of heft, power, and weight to them. And if you time it right, it's like throwing pure explosive force. Not the grenade itself, but just throwing the explosion at the enemies. It's great. It's a good feeling grenade. In fact, I'd say all the weapons in this game feel exceedingly nice. They're excellent. Excellent game weapons. Really putting emphasis on heft, weight, and power. Now that's something that the 3rd and 4th games in the franchise messed up. Their weapons didn't feel heavy your movement speed was a lot faster in the later games. Now, when you play Killzone 1, you notice it's slower, it's more dingy and grungy. It feels like walking on molasses all the time, like there's mud stuck in your boots on a constant. The weapons feel heavy, like they'd be a chore to carry for so long. And I like it that way. I don't want every game to feel like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I want my guns to have weight to them. Feel powerful. Every weapon in this game is unique too, because of what I mentioned earlier. The fact that these weapons all have their own individual traits to them. And a lot of them have secondary fires, making them unique. The explosive radius in this game is extremely generous, so I can launch grenades at these guys and they're gone. They ain't getting up from that even if it hits the wall behind them. As it should be. Shrapnel's deadly. It is never the explosion that deals the damage. Well, in some cases it is, but in most cases it's the shrapnel you've got to look out for. It's deadly and will cause problems. Speaking of shrapnel, I'm out of ammo for my grenade pistol. In fact, I'm loaded up with one empty shell. So I'm going to dispatch of these guys. And obtain one of these. Now later in this level I should encounter the goofy Mr. Freeze looking elite Helghast soldiers, and they should be armed with Helghast light machine guns. Now that's going to be something very useful to have on hand due to its very nice damage output and the fact that if you crouch, like in Counter-Strike, you can land headshots with near 100% accuracy using that machine gun. So that's what we're after. Oops. Okay, dispatched of those guys. I've been playing this game forever. I know all of its weird quirks, and it's got some quirks. Shrapnel got that guy. What? I'm sideways? The stand for my camera is broken, so I'm having to do it the hillbilly way and electrical tape it. Works good though, sometimes. Here they are. Get rid of these guys. That's 2 officers. 3 officers. I should say 3 patrol cap guys. They're not officers, they're just patrol cap soldiers. Patrolmen. And I will get rid of this pistol for the glorious machine gun. This weapon has no secondary fire and does not need one.
What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell is right?
Look out!
And it will shoot forever. I swear. It's so hard to not have cleared the room by the time you run out of ammo. Now there's another machine gun in this game, the ISA equivalent of this one, used by Rico Velasquez. Now, when I get Rico later in the campaign, about, I think it's maybe 3 to 5 levels from this point, I'm at extremely low health. One more shot and I'm a goner. I will be definitely using him for his first level because I believe that Rico's first level is Strange Company. There are 11 chapters total in the game, split into maybe 2 or 3 levels apiece. And Rico's first level is in the chapter Strange Company, which is full of a stairwell and a ton of corridors, which is great for his gun because you can walk around the corner and mow everybody down. I would say that Rico is more akin to the turn your brain off option of all the characters. Because you don't have to think when you play Rico, you just gotta do. I will be getting a new webcam sometime, hopefully within the next month, so this sideways thing should be hopefully resolved by that time. Emphasis on the word hopefully. You never know. I just tend to check over from time to time, make sure I haven't flipped backwards or something. Well, now you've just locked yourself in with me. That was a bad idea. There's a Mr. Freeze guy. I think I just killed him on accident. Whoops. Let's get in the corner over here real quick. Bound to the corner. Peek left. Dispatch of the 2 guys behind the console and the 1 guy back here. Excellent. Those guys should both be at half health. Easy to dispatch of. Walk backwards, get some height on my crouch, and the room should be clear. If I didn't miss anybody. Which I don't think I did. Here's where we meet Luger. I'll let this play out.
General Vardon.
Your ass in my hands again, Templar. If you know what I mean.
Luger. I take it you're back on active duty.
You think? Graduated 6 weeks early. It seems I have a talent.
Yeah, one of many. I was meant to meet the general here. Instead, I get a sniper.
Former snipers, actually. Vorton told me to meet you here too.
This game has an amazing orchestral score, by the way.
Have you replaced him with some all-powerful technical device? Well, whatever it is you pray to, I'd start praying now that Vorton reappears.
These tunnels will lead us back up to the surface.
Here we go. Set a text real quick. Should be the correct link that I just sent to my buddy. Oh, I see something. These guys are very good listeners. I mean, my man just lit off a rah, and this guy still didn't hear him. Gotta love it. So this suppressed pistol secondary fire is one extra suppressed shot. Any regular automatic fire will come out as unsuppressed. It's great, love it. Knife, mostly useless. And retrieved STA-52. I really enjoy the freeform ladder climbing in this game. It's different and a very welcome inclusion in my eyes. When you play as Luger, actually when you play as any different character during the course of this game, the level layout will be different each time. Let's see if I can pick some of these guys off real quick. Looks like they've retreated inside the building, and I will take the stairs.
Get inside, quick!
Welcome to the stream, second viewer
Over here!
of exactly 2 viewers.
Hellgas have barricaded themselves
Much
in the
appreciated.
building. We need someone to get over there and blow up the door. Luger, you're the best qualified to do it. The charge is already on the door. You need to get across the bridge and activate it.
So, Luger is the only character who can crawl on the floor. So, that's what I'm about to do.
You'll have to crawl out. Go!
So, Luger is not to be confused as a spy. In universe, she's a shadow marshal. Think of it like your regular Black Ops suppressed weapons can be sneaky, but also doesn't need to be sneaky all the time kind of person. That's how I would describe it. This is referenced in, I believe, a later scene when you meet Colonel Haka, the 4th and final party member. Now, one thing to be noted about the Hellgast is that they have these very posh British accents that seem to be a them thing only. Every Hellgast in the game pretty much will sound like that. Now in later games, this doesn't change. They're always British. It's not explained. Just roll with it. So when they say reinforcements, you know which side is talking. Behind me. Ah. Much better. I am happy to say that I will be able to stream hopefully more often than like once every 3 months. Because the new job I got offers me that ability. I get off at 5 every day, and so I know I'll always have a space to stream.
There's the park exit. Let's go.
Life's good now, and I'm making a lot more money now. I went through a terrible job experience before getting to this one. It sucked, but having this new job has really opened up my eyes to what a good job should really be. Ooh. That guy's not living.
Be on guard, company. There might be some ISA coming here from the station. Enemy in range. Kill them.
Now I would say the M66 machine pistol, as seen, is an excellent balance between damage, accuracy, and fire rate. It's very good at dispatching small groups of regular infantry, but once you start getting into the big guys is when the problems start coming in. I need to take cover. I'm at like no health. No, as mentioned earlier, the knife is mostly useless. It's just fun to play with. And get the assassination animations with, because
We need
they're
to find
cool.
Colonel Haka somewhere in the slums area.
Oh boy.
There should be an entrance to the park. And we still don't know where General Vought is. We must be careful. It's not going to be a walk in the park.
But that's exactly what it is. I'm gonna get rid of the useless for the not so useless.
Put me on guard. There might be some ISA.
I also have this game AI upscaled, so all the textures are going to be a lot more high quality than the original release of this game, and it's even more high quality because it's not running on the original PS2 media or ISO. It's running on an ISO of the PS3 HD re-release. Very good. I'm assuming the newcomers do not know what exactly I'm playing. For a refresher, this is Killzone HD Remaster on the PlayStation 3. Killzone was the PS2's signature first-person shooter, hailed by Sony as the quote-unquote Halo killer, which made the developers Guerrilla extremely upset because they did not want to be considered that. That's a lot of expectation to have on such a small group of people, and that led to this game receiving not a whole lot of praise. However, I've always found it to be extremely fun and go back to it time and time again to enjoy a little bit more Killzone. At one point, I had marathoned all three of the original trilogy from start to finish in a couple of days, starting with Killzone 1, the HD remaster, and moving on to 2 and 3. Skipping out on 4, I believe, because 4 is not fun. It is best described as... The entire series can be best described as the sequels, right? Killzone 2 is a balance between being comedic and taking itself seriously just enough to get you immersed in the universe.
Come on, let's save
Killzone 3 seems almost like a self-parody, and Killzone 4 is an absolute happiness vacuum. It's not there, it's not fun. Like, it's okay to play through, but it's buggy, the enemies are generic. You fight the same enemy throughout the game for the most part. I'm not a fan of the new Hellgas designs, they look too modern. And it strays away from the enemy design cues seen in the first, second, and sort of the third game. Now, the third game is a mixed bag because it did change up the design of the enemies a little bit, making them look more... less interesting. For lack of a better... That's when they started losing their distinct style. The red patches on the arms. And all the insignia was gone and replaced with generic sci-fi metal plates on the shoulders. That sort of stuff. It's just ruined what Guerrilla had originally intended for the Hellgas to be. A absolutely massive army rivaling that of another planet. Colonies, or entire Earth colonies of people are being rivaled by this made-up nation, with this made-up race, made up by this dictator to be a driving, motivational, emotional force for these soldiers. And if you want to learn more, I would suggest watching
That's the way to the third tier.
parts 1 and 2 of I believe it's, I don't remember his channel name, but I did watch a very good 5-hour long. Have a good one, man. I will be sure to do that. But I watched an extremely good 5-hour long retrospective on this video game series, and if any of you are interested in a good sit down and watch, it's pretty easy to find. The title is quite simply Killzone Retrospective Part 1 and Killzone Retrospective Part 2. They're extremely good. They're both around 2.5 hours long. Very easy to find.
This is TAC Air 4 to any forces in the park area. Do we have anyone out there? This is Captain Templar. Go ahead, sir. Trying to take out a Hellgas Command dropship. It's grounded close to you, but it's protected by 2 anti-aircraft guns. If I get close, they'll shred me. Understood. We'll clear the way for you. Good luck, sir. Now we need to take out the other one.
So that's one eliminated anti-aircraft gun. Now with this, I can, with one of these, I can wipe the floor with the soldiers that are going to come after I dispatch the rest of these guys. The AA guns in this game are absolutely ridiculous, and I love them because they're absolutely ridiculous. When the enemies are firing them, they fire them slow, but when you fire them, it is bonkers. Just gonna...
Guns clear.
Sorry,
Take it
bro.
away. Roger that, Captain. Here I come.
We're gonna let TAC Air 4 bomb that dropship.
Sorry, I dropped everything I had. You can try one of the guns you captured. They'd pack a punch.
Oh yes, they do. As you can see, absolute laser beam. High damage output. Can take care of enemies. It's a shame you don't encounter more of these in the game. They're quite fun to use. Grab a med kit here, go past where TAC Air 4 bomb that drop ship. Make sure I'm nice and loaded. And sneak through the fence. Cutscene. Boom.
Training?
What? Like beach volleyball and cocktail parties?
No, I mean, did you make any new friends? And
Are you asking me if I got laid?
what? No, no. Jeez, I just.
What's that?
What's what?
That.
Shit. Okay. Any ideas?
These won't touch it.
Uh huh.
And there's no way round.
Okay, just keep your head down.
Yeah, motherfucker! Come and get it while it's hot!
this is the scene in which we meet Rico Velasquez, who is the best character to play as. Once you get to the chapter where you can play as him. We'll let him dispatch of the tank. Okay, anti-air armored personnel carrier is down. Mopping up the infantry is easy from this point. Going forward. I'm just going to want to get that guy behind the tree, walk up over this hill, make sure to give myself a little bit of cover by kneeling onto the hill. Take out the guys that Rico can't handle because he's bad AI like the rest of the AI. Melee this guy. Forget he's a commander. Oops. More health. Figures. So I gotta watch out for that rotary machine gun emplacement. Knowing his AI, he's gonna go for it. Okay. Take a quick peel around here. Turn on the heat vision. See if I can see anybody in the distance. I got one rotary machine gun behind this tent. Got an elite soldier. I believe there's actually a couple over here. Which makes this a little bit more annoying. Sit behind here, regenerate some health. Health in this game will regenerate in segments as opposed to Call of Duty style. You do need to pick up health packs. Now with this sniper rifle, I should be able to easily dispatch of that machine gun emplacement here in a second. As soon as I figure out who behind me is causing me problems. Sounds like he's coming from... There he is. Got that guy. Pull around the corner here. I should be mostly out of range of that machine gun emplacement. Eliminate its gunner. Second guy's gonna go for the gun. Miss. Miss again. Hit. Hit. Man, let me tell you. Damn. That's unfortunate. Crappy checkpoint system's gonna send me all the way back to the beginning of this segment. Well, crap. That's okay. Like I mentioned earlier, this game is definitely difficult. Dispatch of these guys. Taking a more aggressive approach with the STA-52, getting up close and personal, mostly just using the assault rifle attachment. I don't myself use the shotgun attachment very often. I find it to have poor damage output. Okay, back to this segment. A couple of guys from the right. Pull around the side, get behind all this infantry over here. Turn on heat vision, makes it easier to see these guys, and slowly but surely dispatch of the machine gun emplacement. Use my optic rifle. These guys can't hit me worth shit with their service rifle. So I have the SDA 52 SLAR. So dispatching of the guys on this, I'm not sure what you'd call this, is easy. Very easy to do. So now that these guys are down, make it to the gatehouse, get suppressed by the elite soldiers. Bowling pins.
That should take care of them.
Yep.
Now let's get going.
Makes life easy, huh? Heat vision, literal thermal, just aimbot. Actual aimbot. Now, if my camera would stop falling over, we'd really be like living right now. Life would be so good. Oh, it's pointing left. It's sideways. Let's try something weird. Hopefully that stays. Cutscenes in this game are a little screwed up.
General, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. Did you get the security key?
Yes.
But the command base is lost.
Well, what's the situation out there now?
Messy. We had trouble getting there. If it hadn't been for this guy.
Sergeant Rico Velasquez, sir.
Well, Sergeant, seems these two owe you,
It's the enemy who owe me, not these two. The Hellgas scum wiped out my entire platoon. They'll be paying off that debt in blood for as long as I breathe. Sir.
I see. A
Oops.
useful man to have at your side, yeah?
Absolutely, sir.
Sergeant, how would you like to join Captain Templar and Shadow Marshal Luger on a mission of great importance to the war?
Assassin.
Shadow Marshal.
Ah, there it is.
It's gonna hurt the Hellgas.
Very much so.
Amen.
Okay.
Yes, the dialogue in the cutscenes is not very synced with the cutscene itself sometimes. Whoa!
As soon as possible.
Ideally, if I were to. Okay. Webcam's causing me problems. Hopefully I can sort of wedge it to where it'll just hold its own weight for a while. It'll probably fall over. Probably. See, time to play is to turn your brain off character, right? He has this huge machine gun. It just... Ugh, this level is nothing but a corridor shooter with the world's biggest
If we're gonna get to Colonel Hacker, then we need to
serviceable
find a way
machine
down.
gun.
These elevators look like they've seen better days. Let's take the stairs.
Introducing the... I forget its designation, chain gun. Yeah. I think it speaks for itself. I need not speak for this machine gun, for it speaks for itself. Oh, I thought that was something good. Now, just imagine if you had, like, one of these babies in Valor or Rainbow Six, and you were just tearing through everybody. It's great. You don't see weapons like this in games anymore. So boring playing modern games anymore because it's the same gun I've seen a million times over. Oh look, there's There's a SCAR, there's an M16, there's an M4, an AK. You don't get nothing cool. This is cool. The people who designed the weapons, concept art for this game were actual engineers doing, you know, they worked on vehicles and machines and things of that nature, and then the team has them build guns and stuff that makes sense, and that's exactly what they did. With maybe the exception of this thing. Oops. Most of the weapons in this game make a lot of sense. There's not a lot of... Actually, I don't think in the first Killzone game there's any wacky energy weapons other than the SD platform thing, which is all its own thing. Because it's a space station. Yep, 2 minutes 25 seconds. Speedrun.
Down there! Helghast!
This weapon has the same super accurate advantage as the Helghast machine gun. This is its equivalent that I mentioned earlier. If you crouch, you can hit everything. And its damage output is just bonkers. This weapon will overheat, but it's not a problem because none of the enemies take any more than like maybe 2 seconds of sustained fire from this thing before just eating dirt. Now, ammo for this weapon is a little bit harder to find. You have to find it in ammo stashes lying around the map.
Dropship!
Ah, an Overlord dropship. Excellent. But another positive of this weapon is you don't need a reload. You pick up 800 rounds and you can use it till that 800 rounds is completely depleted. Or you pick up more. It sort of reminds me of the chain gun from Doom. That wasn't actually a chain gun. It was a Gatling gun. Not to be confused with each other. The weapon in my main character's hand right now is a chain gun. Or it feeds with a chain, I think is how they classify it. Cutscene.
Executed, fucking Helghast style.
Jesus.
No time. You're here for the spy, aren't you? Hacker.
Hey, let me just give
Yes, the spy hacker. Where is he? Has he been captured?
Helghast. Through there 20 minutes ago.
Templar?
You've got a surprise coming when you...
God damn it! This spy better be worth all this bullshit.
Here we go. It should be a fight through the mall, then a fight through the slums, and then we get to Haka, my personal favorite character. Oh, or my emulator crashes. That's funny. Gotta love when that happens. Well, that's a restart. Technical difficulties. Half-Life was open in the background. Well, I guess I'll be fighting through the mall tomorrow because it's late and I need to get to bed. So, thank you for tuning in and watching a little bit with me. I appreciate it a lot. It means a lot, especially for people who stuck around. Makes me very happy. I wish you the best of good nights, and hopefully I'll be able to stream again soon, whether that be tomorrow or in the next couple of days or whatever. Good night, have a good one.